Deforestation is one of the world's greatest problems in the modern era. That's why Adnan and I, Adel, are going to be talking about this phenomenon, the history of it, and what we can do to prevent the continuation of deforestation. Now, the reason we chose this topic is because trees are a crucial part to the survival of plants and animals. NASA also predicts that if we continue cutting down trees at this rate, we will run out of trees in as little as 100 years. Now, the definition of deforestation is simple. It is the complete removal of natural forests by clear-cutting or burning to make the land available for other uses such as farming, urbanization, or commercialism. As mentioned, there are two types of deforestation, clear-cutting and burning. Clear-cutting is when large parts of land are cut at once. Burning is when fire is set to an area with lots of trees. Burning is used more often because it's the fastest option and more efficient, but it's also the worst option as it does more damage to the forest than clear cutting does, as it kills everything in its way, and it's a big contribution to global warming. The effects and arguments surrounding deforestation are complicated. The material consequences of deforestation are found in the loss of homes for thousands of animals, as well as the loss of biodiversity and the rise of carbon emissions. We will get more detailed on these problems later on in the video. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, about half of the world's tropical rainforests have been cleared, with 18 million acres being dismantled each year by deforestation. We do not seem to worry about deforestation as it is clearly not directly affecting us.
Deforestation is not a recent occurrence. It actually started happening a long time ago, about 500,000 years ago, when humans used wood for fire. In the 19th century, when steamboats were introduced in the United States, every day the steamboat crews would cut down trees for the steam engine fuel, therefore making it the main cause of deforestation in the United States at the time. But since the mid-20th century, deforestation has become a major issue throughout the whole world, especially the tropical forests. Until recently, deforestation has mostly occurred in North America, the Middle East, and Europe, but now deforestation in those regions have decreased and regrowth is occurring. In the last few decades, deforestation has occurred in the tropics and is growing at an accelerating rate. Before, rainforests covered 14% of the earth. Now, they cover 6% due to deforestation. Humans chop down trees for many reasons, but for the most part, it's for the wood. Wood gives us the fuel to keep us warm, to cook food, and to smelt metals. We also use wood for shelter.
The causes of deforestation vary from region to region, but have one important thing in common: us. Human activity is behind all the major causes of forest destruction. Deforestation has many negative effects on the environment, the biggest one being the loss of habitat for millions of species. Deforestation is also one of the biggest factors to climate change as well as global warming. Deforestation is also the reason behind soil erosion. Forest soil is mostly moist, but if there aren't any trees there to shade the soil from the sun, the soil will start to dry, eventually leading to soil erosion. As a consequence, excess fertilizers run into lakes and rivers, which makes them overcrowded due to the growth of algae and other aquatic plants. Land is no longer suitable for crop growth or grazing animals. As land loses fertility, reduced income of farmers, less plant growth leads to further erosion. Environment suffers like faces with the prospect of famine, but only if more trees will be cut down. Excessive soil degradation will make people starve. They will get no choice but to migrate to another place. The eroded topsoil forms excessive amounts of sediments in the river, causing rivers to overflow their banks. Moreover, flooding becomes more frequent. In addition, it really damages fish breeding areas. To build on soil erosion, the water cycle is very much affected in the same way. Trees help the water cycle by releasing water vapor into the atmosphere. They release water vapor just like humans breathe. Without trees blocking the sunlight, extreme heat from sun rays may be harmful to some of the animals as well. Trees play an important part in our lives. They give us all of our essentials to live. It not only gives us wood and food, but it also gives us our air that we breathe to live. Without trees, we would lose all of that and much more. That's not it. Here are a few more things that deforestation affects. First off is living conditions. The overall quality of life declines when deforestation takes place, especially in regions where degraded land is found. Second on the list is medicine loss. With deforestation, the genetic variations, such as crop resistance, that scientists would like to preserve are greatly threatened. Third on the list is increased pollution. So you've heard of trees and the role they play in regards to our air. Trees serve as significant managers to remove harmful pollutants from the air. Without trees working in our favor, increased pollution is allowed to take place. And fourth on the list, we have forest beauty. Now, this isn't as important as the others on the list, but forests are green visions of natural beauty that are valued for their cultural resource. Simply put, they are nice to look at and fun to explore. In some parts of the world, they provide great tourist attractions. Now, last on the list, we have financial impact. Although the wood found in forests is used to supply people with timber, wood fuel, or wood pulp, the long-term financial impact far outweighs the short-term gain. The use of forests for the creation of wood products or the conversion of forest to agriculture has actually developed financial woes, as both West Africa and Southeast Asia have suffered low revenue due to the decrease of timber harvests. Also, illegal logging comes with a price each year that can cost national economies billions of dollars to compensate. Now we are going to be talking about some of the countries which have been affected by deforestation. The video playing right now is a time-lapse of the deforestation which is taking place in the Amazon rainforest. Tropical countries are the most common victims of deforestation, but also destinations like Indonesia, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, China, Malaysia, Laos, and Ghana. All of the above have lost large amounts of their rainforest. Other examples include the Philippine Islands. 90% of the country's forests have been lost. Second on the list, we have Central America, with only 2/5 of the country's original forest remaining. Third on the list, we have Madagascar, and Madagascar is currently struggling to supply fresh water and food for its rapidly increasing population. The country has lost 95% of its rainforest, which has led to soil loss, desertification, and degradation of water resources. Fourth on the list, we have Nigeria. Between 1990 and 2005, 79% of Nigeria's old-growth forests have been deforested. Fifth on the list, we have Ethiopia, and in the past 50 years, 98% of the forest regions of the country are gone. 14% alone were lost between 1990 and 2005. And last but not least, Brazil. The Brazilian government has reported in 2008 that a record rate of deforestation is taking place in the Amazon. The cause of deforestation in this country is also influenced by the commodity of prices, including recent developments in agriculture.
Even the smallest of actions can have a big effect. Here are a few things you can do to try to put an end to deforestation. Ending deforestation is our best chance to preserve biodiversity and defend the rights of our forest communities. On top of that, it's one of the quickest and most effective ways to change the direction of global warming. Deforestation is a complex problem. While there are no simple solutions to a complicated problem, these approaches can have the type of big impact we need to protect our forests. Here's our list of some of the best things you can do.
First off, use recycled items. Today, a consumer can purchase a variety of recycled items, including notebook paper, books, toilet paper, and shopping bags. When people use recycled products and make a conscious effort not to waste, the demand for new raw material to replace these items can decrease. Second, tree care. When cutting down trees, single out full-grown specimens and spare younger varieties. Make sure that every tree lost, another is planted in its place. Third on the list, cut back on palm oil. In Malaysia and Indonesia, an increasing amounts of trees are cut down in order to generate palm oil used in production of some breads, chocolates, and shampoos. As a result, the native orangutans are losing their habitat. You can spread awareness and limit your consumption of products containing this type of oil. Fourth on the list, we have coal. As the chill of winter season arrives, try using coal instead of firewood in your fireplace. Fifth, reforestation. Let's take a few years back in time. In the past, the Chinese government has set a requirement that every able-bodied citizen between the ages of 11 and 60 is required and responsible for planting 3 to 5 trees per year or complete an equal amount of work in other areas of forestry. Since 1982, the government claims that at least 1 billion trees have been planted in China as a result of the program. 6 on the list is to support a charity for deforestation. Support programs such as the Arbor Day Foundation GEM, which assists in the prevention of deforestation. The donated money is used to purchase and preserve rainforest space before lumber companies can get a hold of the land. As a result, those charities are able to protect the land from deforestation. So try supporting some organizations which can help prevent deforestation.
More people should start to see that the world works like a human body does. The trees are the lungs of Earth, releasing oxygen, allowing the world to continue to live prosperous. However, deforestation is destroying our oxygen source. In this presentation, we have looked over deforestation and hopefully affected how you view deforestation. We have looked over the history and its effects on the natural world, all in all showing that the effects of deforestation are happening all around us. And now I will leave you with a quote from the forefather of forest preservation and conservation, John Muir. The wrongs done to trees, wrongs of every sort, are done in the darkness of ignorance and of unbelief. For when the light comes, the heart of the people is always right. We are ignorant to the idea that trees are expendable and easily replaceable, and the unbelief that we could be doing irreparable damage to the lungs of our ecosystem. So let's open up our eyes and be aware of what is happening in the world.